Hello, my love, and welcome to Women's Health with Katie. Now, I thought I'd start today by explaining a little bit about how to thrive despite being weighed down with fatigue. And the reason I'm starting this is because you may have noticed I haven't really been too active on social media recently, and it's because I've been dealing with a lot of fatigue. And the reasons for that are mixed. So one of them is recovering from COVID and having that post-COVID fatigue thing. The other thing is just having come off my period and having that natural fatigue that comes with my menstrual cycle. And the other thing is currently going through managing and balancing PCOS and that metabolic condition as well, which does just mean that I do suffer with a bit more fatigue, generally speaking, than someone who doesn't have PCOS. So it's coming from a very gnosis kind of place. I really know how this feels. So I've got 3 tips for you that really helped me keep going. Now, the first one you're probably not going to want to hear, but it is just honouring where you're at. There's no point pretending that you've got all this energy and that you can do everything and that you can be Superwoman and just fueling yourself on coffee and alcohol and stimulants and sugar and just machining through the day, because what I've learned is that is very bad for your immune system and that you will just get sick more often if you're pushing your body to that extent. Hi Robin, thanks so much for joining. I can see we've got a couple of other people on. Give me a little wave and say hello, let me know you're here. And if you've got any questions about fatigue as we're going through or any comments, I'd love to hear any of your insights. So yeah, that's the first one, just acceptance, pure surrender. This is where your body and your mind and your spirit is at this moment in time. It is what it is. There's no point fighting it. So let's start working on building that back up again. Hi Georgie, nice to see you here. Thanks for joining. So step number 2 is do what you can. And this is a really great tip that I learned from Atomic Habits, which is a fantastic book. And it's, you know, that, 1 hour self-care morning routine sounds amazing, but also impossible. So if that's how you're feeling, which believe me, I can relate, just do 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes of anything. Can you sit and breathe for 2 minutes? Can you even just be really present while you have your cup of coffee? If that's what you need on that day, that's okay, for 2 minutes. And this is such a vital thing. Can you breathe for 2 minutes? Can you dance for 2 minutes? Can you stretch for 2 minutes? Whatever you can do, just implementing that on a daily basis, just 2 minutes, will start to develop that routine. And then you might actually feel, you know what, I can sit here for 3 minutes. And then eventually you can see how that builds. But just starting that practice is so important and is going to make you feel like you're accomplishing something. And it might not be self-care that you're trying to deal with fatigue. It might be working on your business or playing with the kids or any aspect of life. So if it's just playing with the kids for 2 minutes, that's 2 minutes that you might not have given them if you thought, gosh, I don't have the energy to play for an hour. So whatever it may be, 2 minute rule. That is how we go about this. And then the final thing is to really nourish and look after your body, more so than you perhaps would if you were feeling what normal might be for you. And yes, that's through food, but it's also through sleep. It's also through connection with loved ones. And it's also through things like prioritizing moments of joy, whether that's going down to the beach to watch the sunset or just having a little boogie in the kitchen while you're making your dinner, whatever it may be. Just really nourishing yourself and prioritizing you, which is why I was talking about the self-care before, over anything else. Because at the end of the day, if your cup is empty, you're not going to have anything to share with anyone else. So it's not selfish to work on yourself. It's not selfish to get an early night. It's not selfish to put the kids down for a minute and take a few deep breaths. Whatever you need to do, put yourself first, and then you can serve others. I love the mantra of Aubrey Marcus. It's make yourself fit for service. You can't be of service if you're not fit and ready to do so. Okay, so there's my 3 tips. Number 1, honor where you're at. Number 2, 2 minutes. If you just do 2 minutes. And number 3 is nourish all aspects of yourself and prioritize yourself. All right, my love. Well, thank you so much for joining, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you next week. Again, drop any questions in the comments. I'll be on afterwards. I read all the comments and I love to interact with you. So let me know what you're feeling around fatigue, and if you've got any top tips as well that might help any other women in our community. All right, thanks so much for watching, my love. I will see you next week. Bye for now.